What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, man, I'm going to talk about two things in this video. One is Dillian Whyte's performance, the viewership on the HBO show with Dillian Whyte and Lucas Brown. And as expected, it was just, it was not viewership worthy of an HBO spotlight. It turned out for what the fight pretty much was, something that probably didn't deserve to get televised. And as a result, there wasn't a lot of interest in the fight, did not perform very well, right? I would say it flopped. And my definition of flop is when you fail to garner the imagination of the crowd or the fan base that you were meant to attract. And if you can't do it in a replay, the replay of a fight is below 400,000, around 400,000 or so. You didn't do well. So that was the one thing that I'm talking about. And the other thing is that Anthony Joshua, now that Deontay Wilder the rumor is, and I've heard that it has been confirmed by several sources, that Deontay Wilder is not going to attend the fight in Cardiff and he's not going to call it for Sky Sports. That, of course, Eddie Hearn threw his hissy fit yesterday because it ruined his plans. And then Anthony Joshua's now backtracked on what he said and rephrased his answer earlier to about Deontay Wilder being able to get into the ring. So let me cover those two things real fast, man. Give you my thoughts on them. And, but before I do so, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because that way you can be notified of when we have live streams and we have real-time conversations about the fights and about the subject of this video and other videos. And they're very, very good, mature community of mature fight fans. And it's a really good time in the videos. We do them pretty much every day. But the best way to know about it is if you subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of it, because it basically comes whenever I can fit it in between doing, between working and other things that I got going on. I'll just try to slide, the live chat in when I have an hour or two of time to dedicate to that. So please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, most importantly, so that you can be notified of when those occur. Now, as far as the numbers of Dillian Whyte and Brown, the original one averaged 287,000 viewers, and it peaked at 444,000 viewers on HBO, right? Which is, that's not impressive. But then again, the fight wasn't impressive, so you could pretty much guess what was going to happen when they made it. At least I have to believe that HBO knew what they were doing when they did this. The fight had no business being televised. It had no business being televised. Dillian Whyte nor Lucas Brown have any fan base in the United States or any real fan base for HBO subscribers. Having it televised on Sky Sports, clearly, that is a fan base that Dillian Whyte have been fighting out of the UK and being known and a known commodity there. That deserved to be spotlighted on Sky Sports or Box Nation if it was with Frank Warren. But on HBO, it just didn't deserve to be on TV. This is something that should be, if it was going to take place in the United States, this fight would have been on the undercard, the non-televised undercard. It's just not that level of fight. And HBO's decision to air it, honestly, is just, I think it's pandering. It was pandering to Eddie Hearn and maybe the prospects of getting Anthony Joshua, to sign with HBO. Or maybe that is, the promise that HBO made about giving Eddie Hearn a certain number of dates, right? So, so that he could, because now he has Danny Jacobs and Jarrell Miller and Dillian Whyte. Maybe this is also maybe an attempt to, test out Matchroom Boxing and see if Matchroom Boxing is a promoter and Eddie Hearn can replace Bob Arum, right? As a promoter who they work with to televise fights. But, this is just, it was a crap show. It was two guys, two second string. One guy is second string heavyweight. The other one maybe a fourth string heavyweight at this point in time. And so predictably, it didn't do very well at all. I had somebody do a response video to me one time that said, it's not, look at how much money they spent and how much money they earned. And if they didn't take a loss on the fight, then that's not a flop. With acknowledgement to that rationale, I understand that rationale. However, I don't agree with it because you can invest money in something and lose and it still be a success. If you wanted to build your brand and you decide that you're going to put on a show where you might take a loss, but in taking the loss, you generate a lot of interest for your name, right? And you do like you're giving away like a promotion, you give away, samples, or you give away something to pique somebody's curiosity, you'll lose money on that, but it wouldn't be a flop because you gain the respect, you gain the attention of someone. In marketing, when you're marketing is a cost center because sales actually generates the revenue. Marketing departments are the ones that spend advertisers' dollars, and you want to gain revenue from that, but you directly spending it, that is money going out of the door in marketing. So in this particular instance, even if they didn't lose money, they certainly did not gain any respect. They didn't enhance their brand. They didn't enhance their reputation by televising a fight on their main event that shouldn't even have been, that isn't even worth being televised. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that this fight is a fight that HBO, if they did not have some type of arrangement with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing, that they would have televised this fight. Definitely not on HBO. Maybe ESPN. Like if this was an undercard fight to an ESPN fight, then yeah, maybe this thing would have been televised right on ESPN, or maybe, a preliminary fight on Fox or something like that. It's that level of fight. But I mean, it's just not, it's not worth the spotlight that they gave it, and the numbers reflect it. Now, that's my subject on my conversation on that. Now, moving on to the flip-flop of Anthony Joshua. And it's such a subtle flip-flop, man. Like, it's just so clear that a lot of boxers, I don't want to say maybe the first interview he said something where he didn't phrase it correctly and it came off wrong, and now he's correcting it. But it's just a convenient thing that he says this after Deontay Wilder, according to rumors, and I've seen this on, somebody said they saw it on CBS Sport, saw an article on Boxing Scene about it. Eddie Hearn threw a hissy fit about the rumor that he wasn't coming right the other day because let's be real, it ruined his plans because he wanted him to face off with Dillian Whyte. But Anthony Joshua said, and let me read this direct quote from him. It doesn't change the outcome of my fight if Wilder is present or not. Fury could be here. They had some great names at the fights. I don't mind if Wilder comes. You know me better than to be rattled or angry or any sort of emotion because someone's at the fight. It doesn't bother me. I'm not saying he wasn't going to get in, but you don't dictate to me and tell me I'm in the ring. I'm getting in the ring after the fight. That's not how it goes, mate. I tell you, I'll invite you into the ring after the fight. This ain't a script. This ain't an act. We're not gonna, what we're gonna do is get in the ring. No. It's not an act, mate. It's business. Unfortunately, I have to win, or ultimately, rather, forgive me for the misreading that. Ultimately, I have to win. It's a shame because with all due respect, you can't overlook Parker. The only thing I'll say with not getting the ring, in my opinion, is that you don't dictate to me that you're getting in my ring. I invite you in. That's the difference. Don't tell me that you're getting in the ring after the fight. I've got to win it, number one, and number two, I call you into the ring. That's where I stand with it. First of all, that ain't what you were standing with it when you said the dude couldn't come into the ring unless you had a signed contract. Come on, man. That's not what Anthony Joshua said that started all the uproar. That now has, according to rumors, now if he pops up at the fight, You know, I placed a caveat on it because I have not talked to Deontay Wilder personally. But it was all that nonsense that kept him from coming because you said he could not get in the ring. And it wasn't an answer, and it wasn't a question that was asked by Deontay Wilder that I heard, where Deontay Wilder said, look, I'm going to get into this ring and I'm going to face him off. I'm going to face off with him after the fight. I didn't hear where Deontay Wilder told you he was going to do that. If he said it, somebody can put it in the comment section and let me know where he said it, but I'm telling you, I didn't hear that. What I heard was that he wasn't going to be allowed in the ring because he had not signed a contract. And what sense does it make to get in the ring and talk about a fight when you don't want to hype up the fight because the fight hadn't been made? And the only way that you would have, the only reason that Vladimir Klitschko had gotten in the ring was because you had a signed deal. That's what you said. But now he's saying, now that's what Joshua said. Now Joshua's saying something else. Now he's saying, oh, I'm not saying he wouldn't have got in the ring. Yeah, you did. That's exactly what you said. That's exactly what you said. And as a result, Deontay Wilder said, look, man, I'm not coming. Fair enough. If you don't want me looking at you, if you don't want me coming in the ring, if you don't want me to look you in your face in front of fans in Cardiff, Wales, and tell you that I want to fight you to your face, if you don't want me to come, I won't come. Thank you. And Eddie Hearn, I'm not coming. So you wanting to have Dillian Whyte face off with me, send Dillian Whyte over here to the United States. Send him to the United States and come fight me. Or face off with me. You know he wants to send him over there to fight him, even though the dude doesn't deserve the shot. But hey, man, let's be honest with what that is. Eddie Hearn threw that big hissy fit because Eddie Hearn wanted to have Dillian Whyte jump in the face of Deontay Wilder so he can continue to push and sell the Dillian Whyte Deontay Wilder fight as the fight that the fans really want to see, because it fits in his plan to build the Anthony Joshua brand. Dillian Whyte is a piece of the build the Anthony Joshua brand. He wants Deontay Wilder to fight Dillian Whyte before he gets a shot at Anthony Joshua, if he ever wants Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua. And that's what it is. And I'm hoping he doesn't go. Because at the very least, you just don't do what somebody wants you to do. Because Eddie Hearn thinks he's cute. Now, this is not some criticism. I'm not criticizing Anthony Joshua, for saying that he wants to focus on his fight and he wants to keep his mind on fighting Joseph Parker. That's a very reasonable thing, man. That's a very reasonable thing. And that everybody else is thinking about Deontay Wilder, but he's not thinking about Deontay Wilder. He's thinking about Joseph Parker. Not a complicated way to handle that in the interview next time, man. Just say, I'm focused on Dillian. I'm focused on Joseph Parker. I'm not worried. I'm not thinking about what's going to go on after the fight. I'm focused on Joseph Parker. Nobody would have had an issue with it. But he didn't do that. He started to threaten freezing out Deontay Wilder from a future fight. So clearly you got your mind past Joseph Parker to an extent by saying you were going to freeze him out, by saying that you weren't going to let him in the ring because there wasn't a fight signed. But now the PR shit got to get flipped, right? Now it's got to get flipped because Sky Sports might have said, hold on, man. Deontay Wilder backed out. We want a Deontay Wilder fight. We want one. Now, see, this is the thing that's going to push Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn's buttons. It's when Sky Sports stops saying that they're not interested in stuff. Because the money comes from different places, man. Yes, you're selling out the stadiums, you're doing all that stuff. That's all fair and good. But Sky Sports is vested in Anthony Joshua. And Sky Sports, I'm quite sure, while they might think that Anthony Joshua is a nice guy and all, and they're more than happy to, to put his fights on pay-per-view and use and have Anthony Joshua help develop their brand. But when the guy that's attached to their brand is being called a coward and being called a ducker and getting a reputation for acting like a prima donna, when you have their own sports writers like Carl Froch starting to put articles out on Sky Sports saying that he doesn't understand why Anthony Joshua was acting the way that Anthony Joshua was acting, when Sky Sports starts putting pressure on him to make that fight happen, then all that the tone's going to change. And that's why I applaud Deontay Wilder for understanding that he has value here. And all this conversation about the A side and the B side, I find funny, because you can't have an A side without a B side, right? If that's what it is. If what Deontay Wilder is a B side, he's a side. And he's the biggest other side to this equation that you're going to get. There's nobody else in the United States and worldwide that is anytime soon, even in the UK. There's nobody in the UK that people want to see Anthony Joshua fight anytime soon other than Deontay Wilder, because Tyson Fury's not ready. Tyson Fury's not ready for the fight. He's still training. He's looking at fighting Shannon Briggs. The rumor is, this is a rumor, that he's looking at fighting Shannon Briggs on an undercard. If you got Tyson Fury looking to fight a guy like Shannon Briggs on somebody else's undercard in the UK, that tells you that this dude is not ready for prime time yet, and he's acknowledging he's not ready for prime time yet. So that fight could be 2 years off. Realistically 2 years off. Because Tyson Fury might need 2 or 3 fights to be able to get to the level that where he can represent himself and handle himself to the best of his ability in a boxing ring. And I wouldn't want to see a bout between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury anytime before that. No time before that. Because otherwise you'll just be like, dude, the dude was on a layoff for 2.5 years. He had to lose 150 pounds, and he only had one tune-up fight. Why would you think that would be a situation where you get the real Tyson Fury in the ring? People might not even want to see that for 2 years. And if Tyson Fury's smart, Tyson Fury won't even have that fight for 2 years. Tyson Fury can say what he wants about, I want Deontay Wilder next, or I want Anthony Joshua next. If he says that, okay, I understand his competitive desire and his want to do that. But I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I don't want to see Tyson Fury do that. I say it all the time. I think probably the most dangerous, if he's at his best, the toughest dude to beat in the heavyweight division is Tyson Fury. But see, that could happen on Sky Sports. That could be huge in the UK. But that really is 2 years off. But Deontay Wilder could happen next. They could get that next. And if Sky Sports is a publicly traded corporation, I just have to believe that it's publicly traded. If it's not, forgive me. Then they're due on quarterly basis, and their divisions have to turn out their reports on a quarterly basis. These guys aren't people that want to sit around and wait for shit to happen for 15 years. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn might want to milk that cow, but I don't know if Sky Sports wants to milk that cow. But it is what it is, because now Deontay Wilder says, Sky Sports, no thank you, man. I would very much love to have come to your event. I'd have loved to help you publicize your channels, Sky Sports. I'd love to have been able to do that. However, these guys aren't treating me. Your partners over here, Anthony Joshua, he's never going to fight me. It's clear that he's not going to fight me. He won't even look me in my eyes. So why would I come over here and help publicize his name in the United States? Why would I do that? There's nothing in it for me. And by the way, I'm a multimillionaire, so I don't really need the money that you're offering me for this fight. All right. I don't really need it. I don't want it. I'm not coming. But now you have, and you can hear it in the emotion. Eddie Hearn throwing hissy fits. You're a joke if you don't come. And you have Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte here. Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte here. And you're not going to come in front of the stadium? You're a joke if you don't come. Well, ha ha ha. I'm not coming. I hope you like the joke. Now, go explain that to Sky Sports why I'm not showing up. And I'm sure they'll still ride with you. But, all the more pressure, fella. All the more pressure. And with that, I'm out. Peace.